Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an amazing video to get into because we have some Nintendo Switch updates, some Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox, and PS5 together updates, and some Switch 2 news directly from Nintendo. All very exciting stuff, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. Before we get into any of this, I just want to say the day that this video comes out, there is a good chance that I will be on a podcast tonight, a Nintendo focused podcast with an amazing YouTube channel called Nintendo Prime. You guys are probably very familiar with them if you watch my video. I think that might start at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is 8 p.m. Central time. I think that's what they said. So yeah, if you want to come hang out, that would be cool. So before we get into this video though, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And let's just go ahead and get into the video. So first, I want to start with some Nintendo Switch news. Last night, Nintendo put out their financial report, and they gave us some updates for sales figures for software and hardware, and the Nintendo Switch has now sold 150 million consoles. And this stopped updating December 31st, so there's a whole nother month after that. They might have sold another million in that time, there's no telling. And they've sold over 1.3 billion games for this, which is, it's just incredible. So we are 10 million consoles away from becoming the best-selling video game console of all time. I think this is the perfect time to do a sales drop, especially moving into the Switch 2 generation. Also, bring Nintendo Selects back. I mean, why not, right? This is all very exciting news though, and it's very cool to see Nintendo come from the Wii U generation to this generation and be a complete success. But they also highlighted 3 games coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2025. And I think that gives us a look into the window of when these games actually might be released. So the 3 Nintendo Switch games they have highlighted for 2025 is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, which is releasing March 20th, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, it just says to be announced 2025, and Pokemon Legends EA, which also says to be announced 2025. I want to say in a video last week, I covered a leak, like a Pokemon leak, and it was very promising. I think it was like data mine stuff, and they were saying that Pokemon Legends EA is not a Nintendo Switch 2 game, it is a Switch game, which is crazy seeing this and then seeing that leak. I was almost 100% certain this was going to be a Switch 2 game. We were going to move into a next generation with better graphics and better performance, but this really might just be a Nintendo Switch game, and these might be the games moving us into the Switch 2 generation. So imagine if this is an April and May release right here. That would be absolutely incredible. I mean, I can't think of a stronger way to end a generation. It's insane. Now that a Nintendo Direct has not been announced this week, I'm almost certain it's happening next week. We also have a Sony State of Play next week. So yeah, we could easily get release dates for both of these games and real looks at both of these games. Or at the end of the month, there's a Pokemon presentation, so maybe they'll talk about Pokemon Legends EA then, but Metroid Prime 4 could release in like 2 months, and that's actually like very exciting. Now before we get into this Switch 2 news directly from Nintendo, there's a leak going around right now that Gears of War Trilogy Collection will be announced as multi-platform day 1 on PS5. This is remasters of all 3 games, and it's crossplay between PS5, Xbox, and PC. I'm also thinking this is going to drop on the Nintendo Switch 2 at the same exact time. It just makes the most sense. If this is going to release this year, why not wait a few more months and release it on the Nintendo Switch 2 as well? I don't think this would launch on the Switch. I'm reading the leak right here, and it just says they have not confirmed a Switch version. So I'm thinking if the Switch version isn't there, definitely a Nintendo Switch 2 version would make the most sense. And if that's the case, this is probably going to launch when the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. I'm expecting at that Nintendo Switch 2 presentation in April to have like multiple companies walk out on stage. We'll have Nintendo, we'll have the big first party stuff. Then I'm thinking third party stuff is going to start showing up. We might have Phil Spencer walk on stage. I think PlayStation just fired their CEO, so I'm not sure who that is right now. But I could expect all of these people to walk on stage and just be like, hey, these games are coming over to the console as well. We could see the Halo Master Chief Collection, we could see Forza, we could see Starfield, we could see this all coming to Nintendo Switch 2 day 1. As well as, I forgot what games are supposed to come from PlayStation, because now PlayStation is saying they think their games might start going to other consoles as well. So it's really going to be just Nintendo having like first party games that just stay as console exclusive. So very exciting stuff, very weird time in gaming. To be honest, it just seems like Nintendo is going to get all the benefits of this. It's like Sony and Microsoft might sell more games, which is cool, but Nintendo's going to have exclusives that don't go anywhere, as well as other games. That's another reason why I'm saying that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be such a hard generation to compete with. If Microsoft games and PlayStation games are on this console and the console runs great and it's affordable and it's a handheld and you can take it wherever, say you didn't have a console at all and you could only afford one console, I mean, how could you argue against the Nintendo Switch 2? Well, the only way you could argue against it is if you could not get one. But Nintendo gave us an amazing update for that. I literally talked about this in a video a few days ago. I wanted to make a video solely focused on how hard is it going to be to get a Nintendo Switch 2? And I asked some of you guys, because I didn't get one at launch, how difficult it was to get a Switch. Because we were coming from the Wii U generation, I thought maybe the hype just wasn't there. But you guys let me know, it was actually extremely difficult to get one. So Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa claimed Nintendo aims to have sufficient Switch 2 inventory before release to prevent shortages. He mentioned how limited availability during the first Switch's launch led to issues with scalpers, and the company is aware of how that impacted customers. In response, Nintendo is applying lessons it learned then and ramping up its stock before selling consoles, giving more buyers a chance to snag one without waiting for a later restocking or buying one on the secondary market. This may confirm earlier rumors that Nintendo is ramping up Switch 2 production levels ahead of its release. Exactly how many models Nintendo will have ready to ship when launch day rolls around is unclear. However, Furukawa said the company will take all possible measures to stop scalpers. And this is great news, truly great news. Back in 2024, Furukawa suggested Nintendo was considering legal action against scalpers in some regions to protect Switch 2 availability, but emphasized that a larger initial production run was its primary strategy. So I really think we all have a great chance of getting this. I'm thinking April 2nd is when they will announce pre-orders. I'm not sure who I want to pre-order with because I want to be able to get it like as soon as possible. So I'm thinking GameStop might do a midnight release. That's probably going to be the route I take if possible. Obviously, we know that there's a black console. There's a rumor that there's also a white one and also a special edition Mario Kart one. So I would like to get the special edition one if possible. But to be honest, I'll take what I can get, right? Beggars cannot be choosers here. I will take any Switch 2 I can possibly get. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this information? Because your opinion matters most over here. If you made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe and follow your boy on Instagram because we're growing on both platforms. We almost have 500 followers on Instagram and we have 15K on YouTube. Very beautiful thing. So join the community and you guys know me. I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.